Hi there, my name is Frances Hume and I work for a charity called Interfaith Scotland. Once a year we host a week called Scottish Interfaith Week, and this year it's taking place from the 8th to the 15th of November. Now, Scottish Interfaith Week brings people together from all different religions and cultures throughout Scotland to have an opportunity to get to know one another better and celebrate our rich religious and cultural diversity. So usually events take place all over Scotland to mark the week. So we have 20 local interfaith groups throughout the country, many of whom put on an event. Also faith communities will put on events, schools, universities and other organisations. So these events could range from things such as a music night, sharing food from different faiths and cultures, visiting places of worship, interfaith meditation, panel discussions, or even an interfaith football match. Now, we think this is really important to bring people together from different faiths and cultures for a variety of reasons, and I'm going to outline 4 of those for you today. So first of all, I've mentioned about celebrating our religious and cultural diversity. So showing that we appreciate that everybody's different, but we're all human. So we all have different types of music and food and the ways that we dress, different types of art and culture. So just celebrating that difference and how much that brings and enriches our own life and our own culture here in Scotland. So secondly, learning tools for dialogue in promoting understanding and respect for others. So this can be things like how to listen in an active way and to really understand each other just from that kind of listening and learning those different ways of doing that. Then it can be a really powerful tool in challenging religious and racial stereotypes and discrimination. So for example, we have a group of volunteers who go into schools from all different faiths, and they talk about what their religion means to them. You may see things on social media and news that make some stereotypes about people of different religions and talk negatively about them, and often to do with world issues and politics. So we find that through that personal face-to-face encounter with people of different faiths, we can break down those fears and barriers and negative stereotypes to see everybody as genuine human beings and the positive aspects of different faiths and cultures. Also, we work very hard to tackle religious and racial discrimination. So we work with the Scottish Government to look at the rights of people of different faiths and religions and what we can do to uphold those rights in society. I'm sure you will have heard of the Black Lives Matter movement, which is challenging racial discrimination all over the world. And this is something we feel strongly about and also support. Finally, we look at all different sorts of social and environmental issues and their justice issues. So for example, we look at tackling local and global poverty and working together to look at ways of doing that. We also strongly believe in protecting and supporting the environment and doing our bit to combat climate change. So as an example of that, we've set up the World Interfaith Harmony Grove under a project called Trees for Life, which you can find online, and anybody could purchase a tree and help combat climate change through building and having more trees in the environment. So going back to Scottish Interfaith Week for a moment, we'd like to tell you a bit about the theme for the week, and that is connecting. So every year we choose a theme, but this one we thought was particularly important because people during lockdown have sometimes felt quite isolated and lonely. So we've continued to do our events and dialogue sessions online since March this year. And we don't want that to be any different for Interfaith Week. So in order for people to participate from all over the country, We are also doing Scottish Interfaith Week online this year on Zoom, and we will also have that on our Scottish Interfaith Week website. So you can get involved in Scottish Interfaith Week in quite a variety of different ways. In schools, we're having a project called Ask Me Anything. Now, I mentioned that we often bring people in from different faiths and cultures into schools. Well, this year in Interfaith Week, we're going to be interviewing people from all different world faiths, but this is going to be online. So what we would like you to do, especially if you're watching this before the 1st of October, is to think of any questions you might have for somebody from the Muslim, Christian, Jewish, Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist or Baha'i faiths, and send that into the email there, info@scottishinterfaithweek.org, with Ask Me Anything in the subject title of the email. So any question that you like, nothing's too difficult or controversial, and we'll see which questions we can ask these people. And these will be broadcast, one per day, 1 or 2 faiths per day during the school day, and you'll be able to watch those or watch them back later on. Now, you may want to attend some of our events that are going to be on our online programme, and you'll find those on the Scottish Interfaith Week website under Programme 2020. You could also put an event, which would be fantastic. That could be an event that's open for anyone in the public, and you could submit that through the website, or you might want to put on an event for your school specifically and do some activities there. So you'll find out a bit more about how to put on an event on our Interfaith Week website under the resources section. So this will be about community events, dialogue events, and how to run dialogue. You might have something in your class, you might have something for your whole school. On this final slide, you can see there's 2 hashtags for Scottish Interfaith Week, SIFW 2020 and Keep On Connecting. If you're mentioning Scottish Interfaith Week on social media, we would be grateful if you could use these hashtags. You'll also see our social media handles below. Keep following us on social media to find out any updates about Scottish Interfaith Week, including where we will be posting our Ask Me Anything videos. So hope you get involved in Scottish Interfaith Week, and we look forward to working with you soon.